Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Anime Slice podcast. Today is Monday, December the 10th. My name is Matt,
I'm Dan.
I'm Donnie.
I'm Paul.
and we're all very happy, as you can tell from Paul's voice, that Dan has finally decided to join us. It's been,
Ooh, I don't know about happy.
no, we're definitely happy because Dan wanted to leave for 4 weeks. Just decided to move, get no internet. Apparently that's what you do.
Yeah,
Fine.
totally by choice. I just couldn't face doing this podcast anymore.
Yeah, you only did it. I think you were on 2 episodes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's only
I
in
think I
two.
was on the first two. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Well, I'm glad you're
Well,
back.
he's
Dan.
back and he hasn't watched any anime since.
But you do have better internet now, right? I think you were talking about
I
the other
have.
day, like you were downloading everything, and you pretty much got everything that you would have gotten in like a week.
Yeah, I have 4 times faster internet, so yeah.
He says as he like. You roboted when you said that. It was
Oh,
fitting.
this is a good sign.
No, it's fine. It's fine. So as the two people that probably watched this show, you guys probably saw that we didn't have an episode last week because we got fucked. So gonna try and make
Yeah,
up.
we got fucked.
Yeah, we did. We're gonna try
How?
and make because some people wanted to go do jobs.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry.
Yeah, Paul.
Yeah, Paul's the problem.
It was actually me.
But we're gonna try and make up for it. I don't know how long we're gonna be able to go, but we're gonna try and cover both episodes that we missed. But most of the stuff that's gone on, at least in Saga, and I want to even say what's it called, Bunny Girl, it's gonna go pretty quick. There's not a lot to talk about.
A lot of stuff happened in Bunny Girl.
You're wrong, but okay.
What do you mean?
We'll talk about Bunny Girl. But me and Paul just want to get Saga out of the way.
I wanna kiss you.
Stop. We're getting Saga out of the way, real fucking quick.
Okay.
So we learn more about what's her name, Saki.
Saya?
Was her name Saki?
Saki.
Yeah, the biker girl. Which I actually really like the episode only because it's funny to see the stereotypical tough girl.
Biker gang.
Yeah, biker game, but through the tough girl, and they come up on their like little scooters and they're all like trying to be tough, and the faces they make are hilarious. And then Saki comes up and they see like they're being like assholes to her, and she's just like literally it changes animation and everything in that 1 second. She's like, and then they fucking like go crazy.
Yeah.
That shit was really funny. But yeah, all it is about her past. Pretty much that's what we were going these last 3 episodes is getting the past of all the most of the girls. In which case she died in like a biking accident because she was a tough girl, and then was like, yo, we're gonna play chicken, and whoever can like go the whole way without flinching is gonna win. But she drove right off the edge and blew up.
Yep.
And then
It's pretty smart in my opinion.
yeah, I mean that's the way you're supposed to do it. And then what's really funny though, okay, there's two big things. So the girl that's currently the like head of the group that she was the head of, that Saki was the head of, is the daughter of the girl that Saki was like her right hand was her best friend was with her when she died and everything. Her daughter is now the lead, but they're fucking trash. They don't have a group or anything. They totally run into the ground and they're terrible. And her mom's now seen like as a pushover. But what really sucks at the very end, so the new gang leader that Saki's gang was a part of, the new leader, she's like, yo, we're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to play chicken on the exact same hill where she died, and I'm going to prove that we're the best. Whoever loses has to dismantle their gang. Saki had the great idea to, you know what? The mom comes over. She drives on her bike because she's worried about her kid. She finds out that she's going to go do this. They come over, and Saki's like, you know what? I know this is my best friend that watched me die and had this traumatic experience. Let's just do it again. Let's give her flashbacks to like, yep, I'm just gonna do the exact same thing. She runs off the cliff, blows up, survives because she's already dead. But it's like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Like, she would be traumatized by this.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Paul.
I will say the song was really good.
Yes, the song was actually pretty good. For once, I don't think I've liked any of the other songs. Paul, did you notice the flashback when they're doing the chicken one, but it's actually Saki before she dies? Did you see the hair of the girl that they were fighting against?
I don't remember.
Okay, everyone should go see that. It is the most. It's for a small scene, but for a glimpse, you see pretty much like she has a phoenix, like a full phoenix as her hairstyle. It's awesome. It's just like a short little thing, but it was just so funny to see. But yeah, that's pretty much that episode. And then we go into this one where I don't know, Paul. I mean, they go in the mountains. I don't know if you want to describe what happens. I don't understand the
I
point of
mean,
it.
I honestly, the only thing I cared about this episode was that she got hit by a truck again.
Yeah, it literally ends with her getting hit by the truck again. Exact same scene, and it was I was calling that was gonna happen. I was like, okay, this is gonna happen. It's not gonna be a big deal though. She's already dead. But then she loses her memories apparently.
No, she loses her current memories and gains her memories from before she died.
Yes, all 7 days before a big event that they're gonna go do.
Yep.
And they also tried to make the boy seem more understanding of the girls. Like, like he's actually trying to help them. He didn't seem like an asshole in this episode. He was like, yo, I'm doing this to help, to better this person. Like, they made it very serious.
I mean, last episode he wasn't a complete dick.
That's true.
But that being said, the voice actor for the dude is having the most fun a voice actor probably ever had.
He literally can go all over the place with his voice. He's doing all different types, and it's pretty cool.
And he's just having fun.
I'd be very surprised if they try to build it up slightly, like has some more to deal with what's her name?
Sakura.
Is that her name, Sakura? Damn.
Yeah.
It seems like he has
Main
more to deal with
character
Sakura.
girl
Either one, that's her dad, or two, that's the guy that killed her. I don't know. I feel like it's one of
Both.
the two, or both. You're right. It could be both. But yeah, that pretty much wraps up that. They go into a mountain. Sakura finds out that she's trying too hard, that she's thinking more about herself, and that they go to the mountain to like try and be better teammates, but she doesn't understand. She gets upset. They come back. She finally figures it out. It's like, oh yeah, we have to be a team. We have to work together to do this. She's all happy. She runs out to go practice, gets hit by a car, and then we're done. And then we're on to the next
And
episode.
then the dog starts doing everything to save her.
Oh yeah, the dog so confuses me how it transforms between two different, like a cute one and then like a ferocious one. Like starts yelling at the guy that hit her. The guy comes out, is like, "Oh, I have to help her." Then the dog starts yelling at him, and then he just runs away. Doesn't even care. Fucking hit and run. Okay, that gets again. We just want to get Saga out of the way because it's nothing. I mean, it's just a quick show.
Nothing really happened.
Yeah, I mean, it's a nothing show. It's just for funs. Okay, guys, what do you want to hit first? Slime, Goblin, or Sword Art, or Bunny? I guess. Which one?
Let's
Soldato
use-
online.
yeah.
Okay, Sword Art. Online.
Alisazione.
Damn, Paul, that's racist.
Yeah. I don't know if that's racist, but
Okay, who wants to take
I
this
would
one because
also-
I pretty much did all the Saga.
Fuck, I don't. What happened last? Oh yeah, last week, they're bitchy, or they're like having a picnic and all that, and they find out that their Paige's roommate is getting like sexually abused by her disciple guy person, and he happens to be one of those conceited assholes.
Specifically, one of the conceited, he's the conceited asshole grunt of the one that like killed the flowers of Kirito.
Yeah.
Who we fucking talked about it 2 weeks before, where it's like when we found out that they're ranked 5th and 6th, it's like who the fuck's ranked 1 and 2? And I said I would be so goddamn mad if these fuckers are like in the top tier list, and of course they're the 1 and 2
Well-
seats.
well, they're the 1 and 2 slot because of nobility, though.
Is that the reason? Is it because of nobility?
Honestly, I think so, because both Yujiro and Kirito showed that they are stronger than.
Yeah, they definitely did. God damn it.
Yeah, they basically overpower them without too much trouble.
Well, wait, we didn't get there yet. We didn't get anywhere near
No,
there.
that's in the following episode.
No, Yujiro beat.
Well,
Oh, you're right.
Yujiro.
That did happen.
And to be fair, Kirito did pretty much almost beat the previous first seat when he was still a page.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they even in that episode when Yugo and Humford, or whatever the fuck his name is, when they spar, we learn more about like how the power becomes, like where they get their power from. Like for them specifically, they get it from the idea like that they are the best, that they're nobles and they see everything else.
They
below
get
them.
it from conceit.
Yes, them specifically. So like the power that they get their stuff from is all different. The original number 1 got it from his the blood that the sword killed beforehand or something like that. Like every time it.
No, he got it from his bloodline and how he has to show that like live up to all of that, and
They-
then he used that power. Like that was his base form, and then he also had an addition where he would drain everybody's power whenever he would cut them
Okay, got
on
it.
top of.
Got it.
He basically used the expectations of his family
Yeah.
to fuel
Yeah.
himself.
And then the number 3 seat was like his body of steel or some shit, and I forget what the girl's. I forget her name, but
It was because she's like an outcast and has to use an outcast style. She wants to prove that it is still a good style.
yeah.
And then Kirito's sword gets bigger when he thinks of Asuna.
Well, not just Asuna, all his friends. Come on.
No, his sword gets bigger when he thinks of Asuna.
Yeah, but not just Asuna. He's open-minded.
Wrong sword.
yeah, you're wrong sword, Matt.
Oh, whoops. But yeah. What happens after that? I'll be honest. I don't remember what happened after they fought
No,
each
and
other.
then they go on their picnic, and then after that, the red-haired page girl is like, Yujiro, please win, so you
Ooh.
can become a win the tournament, so you can become a noble, so I can marry you, so I don't get anyone as like who's like
Yeah.
massive cunt like Hubert and whatever.
There
his
was-
name is.
Yeah, we missed one thing though. They do confront after they hear the accusations. They do confront him about it, and he's like playing dumb and being like, "Oh, I don't know what you're talking about. All I did was ask her to massage me in her underwear. There's nothing wrong with that. I was being kind."
Oh,
by-"
yeah.
But then the really weird thing was seeing Yugo like twitchingly like reach for his sword like very slowly, like, "Oh, there's nothing here." I'm like, come on, that's so dumb. Like, I would
Yeah.
understand if it was like a quick motion, like a quick he puts his hand there real quick, but he's like slowly going closer and closer to it. I'm like, shut up.
Yeah, but one thing we
Yeah,
gotta understand
that's
here is
something Kirito did all
Yeah.
of
Oh,
he's
really?
been
the
taught by
anime.
it's been taught by Kirito, who always did that.
Oh, I didn't know
Yeah.
that was. Oh, I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, like what in the real world, whenever he's got in danger, he instantly tried to grab his sword, but
Like
But-
when he got stabbed,
Yes.
Yeah.
he tried to grab his
And
sword,
instead there was
and
an
then he
umbrella.
was like, "Oh shit, there's an umbrella."
But at least, when he does it, it's a quick motion. Like he's like, whew, he's there. Hugo's like, one stick.
Hugo.
Whatever.
Yujiro.
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 No, there's no R in his name, guys.
Yujo.
It's
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yujiro.
Yuji.
Yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yu-Gi-Oh. Yes, his name is Yu-Gi-Oh now.
Blonde Kirito.
Yes,
Yes.
blonde Kirito. Which I thought, other than that, was strange. But I mean, it's pretty obvious that they're baiting him. And then they, pretty much redhead girl's like, yo, I know I'm Asuna, but I want to marry you. So,
I know I'm Asuna. She's not Asuna.
yeah, maybe.
She's not.
How is she us?
Yeah, she looks like Asuna.
I just
Does she
dropped
though?
literally everything.
Any character that has those like strands that go in front of their face on both sides that are very long, that's
That's a
Asuna.
trope. That's an anime
I know,
trope.
but it's Asuna. In this show,
It's
it's gonna
literally the bro.
But that episode was okay.
We watch another anime that has
I
the
know,
same
I
thing.
know. But Asuna's not in that show, so it's fine.
Sure.
Yeah, but what did you guys think of
Shut
that?
up,
Did you guys like? I was disappointed only by the fact that why do we have these two fucking really tropey characters of these fucking? I don't know. I really don't like the nobles. I hate the nobles.
Because Sword Art is filled with trophy characters.
I'm also sad. We'll talk about the next episode as well. But I'm also sad that we haven't seen as decent as a fight scene as the very first one with the goblins. Everything else has been sucking shitty.
Well, they've not really been in a situation to call for a fight scene like that
What?
since.
Oh, okay, sure. No, I agree.
I mean, they could have made the fight scene from 3 episodes ago, the one with the number 1 seat
Yeah, they could have made that
the
fucking awesome.
last Elite Disciples. They could have made that one better, but that's about it.
Oh.
Like, I don't see Yujio's fight as being
Anything special?
anything special.
Exactly. It literally all these fights end within
And then-
3 swings.
And then the next fight that's in the next episode isn't really a fight.
Exactly.
It's a massacre.
It's not even a massacre. It's also everything's done within 3 swings.
Yeah,
It's
but it was
fucking
still a
dumb.
massacre.
It's fucking ugh, it's just annoying.
It's very one-sided.
Yeah.
Yujiro's eye blew up.
We are okay. So we're going to the next episode. Okay, Donnie,
But
you
I was
take
in Breaking the Seal.
you, Donnie. Yeah, Donnie, tell
Huh?
us what happened this episode. Since you want to talk about exploding.
So it starts with them waiting for their pages, as the last 2 episodes have been, and their pages are late. So Kirito jumps out the window,
Fuck that shit.
not taking his sword with him, to go see if maybe
No.
they're in their dorm.
Oh yeah, yeah. And then what's her face shows up, and she's like,
Yeah, and then the previous sexually
abused.
abused person shows up. Just Yujiro's there. I'm just gonna keep calling him Yujiro.
That's
It's
fine. Yeah,
over.
it's over, boys.
It's over.
And she is like, well, they left to go confront Humphrey or Humford, whatever his name
Yeah,
is,
fucking dumb dumb.
Hubert.
and
His name is Hubert now.
and he has tied them up
Whoa,
and
whoa!
gagged them.
What do you?
What?
He,
That's what happens.
well, he
That's
goes,
what
he
he did.
confronts them, and then they're like, they talk about how, hey, yeah, they came here. Yeah, they whatever. Go on. You can do it.
He has tied them up and gagged them. So Yujiro goes and confronts him, finds out what has gone down, and then like there's a very trigger warning scene
Yeah.
that may not be so good for every person watching the show.
Has it-
Being that I assume a lot of the people watching this show are young adults.
Do we, Paul? I think Paul would have been the only one that would have seen this. Paul, have you seen any backlash to this episode anywhere?
Not yet.
Okay.
And so Humford and his companion, the first seat, go in and pretty much molest these 2 girls. And Yujiro's just held by the taboo index
index bullshit.
that he can't move or do anything, and he has to break free from his taboo, and his eye explodes, in doing that he chops off Humford's arm, and there's blood all over these girls now.
Ugh.
They don't freak out any more than they were prior. They're just laying there getting blood soaked,
They're in shock.
and he's just like, whoa, my arm's missing. Like, I think this is the dumbest scene. Like, they're just like, oh my god, my arm, where'd it go?
Well, but to be fair,
I'm
though,
bleeding. Why is there blood?
Well, to
Like-
be fair, he's in shock for multiple reasons. I mean, one, his arm did literally just get cut off, but they've never seen someone break the taboo index. Like, that's very strange. Like, no one has ever done this before.
I don't think he's in shock about the taboo index.
What?
I think at the point of him losing his arm, it's why am I bleeding?
Fucking arm.
Well, it's like but they never had anyone be
They
murdered before.
cut me.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So like that's
I
Yeah,
mean
but
it
I
has
don't
been
think-
done before.
Yeah.
Literally,
Yeah.
the first episode it was done.
what are you talking about?
Yeah. Alice broke the
Alice
taboo.
broke the taboo.
No. So specifically saying like that graphic though, like no one's ever murdered anyone, or no one's ever like attacked anyone like that way.
They do make a point in the real world when they're explaining the simulation that there's no murder or anything.
Yeah, people don't do bad things in this world, like especially on that level.
What do you mean? You don't think murder is worse than rape?
Okay. So, but
Because
what
apparently rape isn't against the taboo
No,
index.
yeah, apparently. But what he
I
did
think
was strictly against it in that manner.
It was a
Yes.
loophole he was using, basically.
Yeah. Which is still confusing. It is very strange to me. Like, is there a lot of that shit going on in this world? Like, what the fuck?
Like, do nobles just get to fuck whoever they want to fuck?
Yeah, is that how it actually works?
I think nobles get away with a lot more because he
They
said something
have
about like
they
the
have
no-
you know
you have
control
like noble law or something.
over
if
the
you do
laws
that.
of the
Noble
world.
privilege.
Yeah,
The top 3 noble families have control over the laws of the world, right? Isn't that what they explained?
Something like
Yeah,
that.
Yeah,
I
there's
fully
like-
didn't understand how the judicial system worked there.
but I think they explained it like there's 3 sets of laws. There's the taboo.
But then
index.
Kirito shows up to save the day.
Because the blonde-haired boy is going to execute.
Remember his name?
Yeah, I forget his name too. He's going to
I think it's starting with an S.
he's going to execute Hugo because he broke the index.
Execute Yujiro, and Kirito stops him and then chops off his arms
Yeah,
in one foul swoop,
sure does.
and then he dies.
Well,
He bleeds out.
it's not even that. He gets caught between Yujo had to break through whatever.
Oh yeah, that's
He
right.
has to break through the programming, like stopping him from
Mhm.
breaking the index. And the blonde-haired guy is going to die because he's losing blood. And he asks Humphrey for his yo, give me your rope so I can fucking tie off my arms and heal myself. But by doing that, Hubert's like, yo, I can't do that because my life would decrease, and that's against the taboo index. So he's like, fuck, I need to save myself, but I can't ask for the blood, and I need, and he starts glitching out and going crazy, and then he dies.
Yeah, and then he dies.
Yeah.
And then they comfort the 2 girls,
Hmm.
and
And they're in jail.
no, you
They're-
forgot the big part. The same thing that when Alice broke the taboo happened.
Face
Oh
boy.
yeah.
Some
Creepy face
some-
dude.
creepy gray-faced person shows up and says some weird shit.
Coordinates received, tracking identity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah.
Which
And then the next scene they're in a cell
yep.
and they're being released by the teacher that stopped the fight between Kirito and the first seat.
Yeah.
And she even
And then she's
congratulates
like-
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah. She congratulates
Oh, yeah,
him.
and
Done
she
something
heals.
that you.
Heals his eye.
Yeah, and then she's like, Kirito, you're an anomaly.
Yeah, you're fucking weird, boy. But
I mean, he is the only thing there that isn't a program, basically.
yeah, he's the only one that's not bound by those laws in any way.
No, none of them are programs, bro.
Well, I mean, shut.
They're all seeds of people.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you're right.
Dan.
And then the big fucking twist, which wasn't a twist when you saw
Yeah,
when you weren't looking at her.
yeah. Alice is an integral knight now.
Yep, and she
Yeah.
came to get Kirito and Yugo and was like, "Yo, come with me, boys,"
Who? But she's been reprogrammed,
or something. Yeah, because we don't think she has her memories. At least,
brainwashed.
yeah, probably brainwashed in some way.
And they're gonna try to do that with Kirito and Yujiro, but because Kirito isn't an AI, it won't work, and Yujiro already broke through the limits.
Well,
Bullshit.
I'm still
Is
confused
that
by the
how
weird.
Is that how the knights become?
I guess I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, she's clearly seemingly brainwashed in some way.
Well, I don't.
Every anomaly in the system becomes a
Integral Knight or
integrity knight?
Integrity Knight.
Integrity
Integral
Knight. Yeah.
Something, I don't remember. I don't remember the text. I just read it brief.
Well, I'm more thinking. So, what are those weird head things that pop up? Isn't it? If I'm not mistaken, the people that are in that tower, when the wisest people of the simulation started understanding how to use the system calls, the ones that are the master of those, they all grouped up together, created this tower, and then they're the most powerful ones, and they stay in there keeping watch over people. Is that how it works?
Yeah.
Okay.
Think of it, I guess, as some sort of just floating eyeball drone.
But
that
I
they're
mean,
able
but
to control.
the people who made those weren't made by the humans that made the simulation. It's made by the people within the simulations. They
Yes.
made that.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
that's what I thought. Because it's not like the humans on the outside create the taboo index.
No,
No,
they don't want the taboo
Yeah,
index
yeah.
to be a thing.
They said that the taboo index was something that appeared that they didn't want.
Yes. There's another thing I wanted to mention though. I don't know. I really like the scene of him breaking through and like losing his eyeball and like fully unleashing. That's some good shit, dude.
Like-
Super Saiyan.
I don't know. If I were those girls and I was being molested,
They can't act on it.
huh?
They're not allowed. They're receiving punishment. They are unable to react to it or like
Yeah, they're
fight back.
bound.
No.
Oh, what were we
If
gonna
I
say?
were those girls and I was being molested, asking for Yujiro's help, right?
Yeah.
And all I see is him standing there slowly moving towards me, and then his eyeball explodes. Like, I'd be like, what the fuck, bro?
What happened?
Why were you moving so slow?
I've
This
made a
dude
huge
literally
mistake
just stuck
asking
his
him for
face-
help.
This dude just literally stuck his face in my genitals, and you're just here,
Yeah.
like, moving slowly towards us.
I mean, okay, there's two things I really want to talk about. One is, this is a joke, but I mean, that was the slowest, like, trying to, hey, we're about to molest these people. We're going to do it. We're going to do it. We're almost there. And, like, that was forever. But, real talk.
Yeah, well, maybe it wasn't actually forever, and, like, Yujiro's slowness was equal to their slowness,
Maybe.
right? So it was actually normal pace, but it was, suspension
yeah, of course.
made by the creator of the anime.
Yeah, but
That's what it was. It was actually at normal speed. We just saw it at
shut up.
1/4 speed.
But
or his slowness is infectious.
yes, he was going slow, and they felt bad for him, and they're like, "Oh man, he's actually slow." So let's just go.
Must have been. Must have been.
But real talk here. I don't know. I'm gonna try and find and see if people are actually mad about it. This is the first season I can remember where there's been this much, and it's not even that much. It's only two like really big hit anime that had a lot of like sexual violence in it.
Man, you haven't watched the second half of the first season of Sword Art then.
Wait, what? Is there a lot of sexual
Sword
violence?
Art.
Yeah,
in
but
Sword
that
Art?
was a while. That was a while ago.
Yes, there's a lot of sexual violence in Sword Art.
Okay. I'm trying to, but just,
That was in
okay.
2013 though.
Bez-
Paul.
Berserk has a lot of sexual violence in it.
The new one or the old one?
Both.
I haven't watched the new one, so couldn't tell.
sure. I guess I'm more thinking like I'm thinking within the last 3 years when I was watching like all like the top shows. I don't remember ever being something like this, like kind of this stuff.
To be fair, you haven't been watching all of the top shows.
In the last, well, I mean most of them, and within the last 4 or 3 years.
Debatable.
Okay, well, like the ones you named right
I mean,
now.
you've watched like 2 or 3 shows every season.
Every season, yeah, but before that, I was watching like 4 or 5. Like within the last year, it was like 2 or 3, and then before that, it was like
4 or 5 of the 40 that come out each.
Yes, but we're talking about like, but I always watched like the top ones, like the top 10. I watched probably 4 or 5 out of the top 10. I just don't know if it's that common. Is it that common?
I don't know.
At least 1 or 2 shows a season has something like that.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know why it's so weird to me.
One thing I was noticing is just the use of demon lords lately.
Yes.
I don't know if it's just because I'm watching shows in particular that have demon lords, or if it's just demon lords are suddenly
You're
more abundant.
specifically watching shows with Demon Lord.
Yeah.
Overlord. Then there was that Demon Lord anime last season.
How to
Yeah.
summon a demon?
How
Lord.
to summon a demon.
Which was
Um,
awful.
I mean, this season has
Slime and Goblin
Slime.
Slayer.
Goblin Slayer.
Like, is there always?
It's
like,
just a
several
I mean, it's just
ways
a
of demon lords?
fantasy. It's just a
Yeah.
fantasy.
Okay.
It's a regular fantasy trope.
I mean, there was no demon lord in ReZero.
You're right. ReZero is a different kind. There technically was.
Wait, what?
Yeah, technically. There's the dragon, and then there's Satala,
Wait, Satala? You mean the
The
the Witch
dude
of
that
Envy.
Yeah, but she's not a demon lord.
She's equivalent to one.
Okay, but they never.
what
said-
about the dude that shelters him? Isn't he
Oh yeah. I don't
He's
know
just a
what he
warlock.
is.
He's just a really powerful warlock.
He's also
I
evil.
thought he was a different race.
Wait, he was evil?
He's yeah, he's evil.
What? The guy that houses
Uh,
him and Amelia?
Yeah.
What did he do that was so evil?
At the end of like certain episodes, they slowly show his true colors. Like he's saying, like, finally, my plan to take over the dragon's powers are coming to fruit. Like bullshit like that.
I don't remember that. I don't remember him being that evil. He seemed like a decent guy.
Okay,
Because-
back to this season.
Yeah.
One more thing. The reason is because he did, for the most part, he showed good sides. Like he pretended to be good, but there were times where he would actually, like when he was with Ram, like healing her, he'd start saying
Oh, I forgot
evil
about that.
things.
I forgot about the times he healed her.
Anyways,
But yeah, I don't know. I just felt I'll be honest, I do feel slightly uncomfortable watching some of those scenes.
Why?
I don't know, it just doesn't feel right. I don't like it. It's not like I'm mad at it. It's more of like
being a bitch.
it's just I don't know, dude. I get unsettled by it. It's like I don't like
Unsettled by rape scenes.
whatever. Fuck you.
Matt's a sheltered child.
Well, it's not even that. It's just I'm not. I don't know. I'm not used to it. Like I used to watch a lot of SVU, but for Law and Order SVU,
Special
Yeah,
Victims
Special
Unit.
Victims Unit. Because my parents liked watching that stuff, and it was on a lot, and that's fine. But it's like it's never as they can't go
Racy.
as much in like dramatic as they can in anime because they can really over dramatize it because they can just draw it and do whatever because there's nothing like to worry about.
Like, well, I mean, to be fair, like, I'm a terrible person to compare it to because
Damn.
I'm desensitized as fuck
Damn.
because of what happened in my life.
Uh huh.
Like, so I've become desensitized to stuff like this.
So do you not do you see this
Yeah,
line and be
I
like,
just
yeah?
don't care. It's a cartoon.
I know,
Yeah,
but
I
it's-
mean,
okay.
How about all the rape in Game of Thrones? Were you uncomfortable watching that?
What rape in Game of Thrones? Nobody
she-
was raped in Game of Thrones.
She gave herself. She knew what she was doing. She's like, I want to marry this
Shut
boy.
up. That's rape. It's definitely rape. In the book, it's definitely rape.
I'm trying to think. There's only like I'm trying to actually recall the actual rape, like where it's like the person's like yelling while it's happening, kind of thing. Like I can remember like twice or three times. Like most of the time, the two big ones are Danny and Sansa, right?
Spoilers.
Oh, whatever, dude.
Who cares?
Like they're the only two I can think of.
You are correct.
Technically, Cersei was raped too.
Cersei.
Yes.
When?
Yeah, on Joffrey's grave or on Joffrey's funeral day.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Jamie rapes her.
What? I don't remember this at all.
Are we getting a little off track?
Sorry,
here?
I
A
don't-
little bit.
I
A
don't,
little
okay,
bit.
My bad. I really don't remember.
I tried to bring us back, and then we started
Sure.
still talking.
Anyways,
rape.
specifically for these scenes, it at least what I can remember from those, these scenes are very more dramatic with them yelling and screaming and like going crazy and like the faces that they put on the individuals make them look more and more like monsters, and it's just very strange
And the dude's tongue's super fucking long.
and like
Yes.
slivery like a snake and strange. But I don't know.
Slivery like a
Yeah,
snake.
I don't know. I just get uncomfortable by it. But it's
How do you watch Goblin Slayer then?
Oh god.
they
Goblin
haven't
Slayer
done it.
only had rape twice.
Yeah, they haven't done it recently,
The most recent episode was
which
3
makes
episodes
it
ago.
more upsetting to me because it points it out even further that they use that as a gotcha episode, or like, hey, we're gonna shock you and draw you in with this, and that's
Except for Goblin Slayer didn't have a disclaimer. And I think that's why Sword Art had a disclaimer.
Oh, I
Yeah,
100%
rightfully.
believe that's
Like,
why. So
Goblin Slayer had so much backlash from the first episode without a disclaimer.
Mhm.
Like, so Sword Art was like, they were like, oh, we definitely need to put a disclaimer in here.
yeah, especially
Especially with
Sword
the,
Art did that 5 years ago. So
Yeah.
so-
especially with the tone of the previous episode, like you knew something was gonna happen that was
yeah,
like going to be a little racy.
Yeah.
Like
But I wasn't expecting this.
So,
I was
like-
not expecting this from Sword Art. So I was like, even when they put that in, I was like, oh, this is probably gonna be like,
I wasn't expecting exactly this, but I was expecting something along these lines, but probably done towards the other page, the one that isn't known to us really.
mhm.
I think her name was like Fresh.
Started with an
Francesca?
F.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
Friend Choo Choo.
Yes,
Okay.
Franchochu.
But yeah,
But it ends with them meeting Alice.
Yeah.
And then that's it.
Yeah. Overall, a decent episode. Like I liked where it went. Other than that once. Other than that, I mean, the animation again. The animation is actually fantastic. When he goes and does the slice and everything goes off, both Yu-Gi-Oh and Kirito,
Kirito.
when they do that, that's fucking great. Like it looks so smooth. And then fucking what's his Ray, the blonde-haired boy? He like jumps up on his two legs. Is like he hops over. It's
You
so-
didn't have any qualms with him just swinging down one.
No,
Just
the
like the
fighting
last
scene
guy.
is terrible, but the animation of the actual slice itself is very good.
Okay. Yeah. The actual sequence is not entertaining.
Yes,
But the actual animation for the sequence
was
is
very
good.
good. Yes. But other than that, I
Okay.
have nothing else to say about that show. But since we already talked about it, let's go right into Goblin Slayer.
Yeah, that's probably fine.
Let me bring up my notes for Goblin Slayer.
They hold up in the room where the beholder and the mirror are.
Because the explosions
fight-
causing them all coming, yeah.
Yeah, they fight a bunch of goblins. They win. He confronts the sword maiden.
Oh, you're skipping a lot of
Uh,
stuff here, Paul. Stuff that I was upset about.
What's
Like literally, the first thing they look at is the mirror that's there, which is a portal to like the other goblin, like their goblin camp. That's how they've been getting into the tunnels.
You
But
also missed out how they actually got out of the tunnels as well.
what do you mean?
They walked out.
They blew the fucking room up and hid under the mirror.
Well, we're not there yet. Well, I mean, yeah, Paul did skip that though.
Yeah, it skipped all the way to like the end.
Yeah, Paul, what are you doing?
I'm talking about the major plot points.
Yes, but you missed the part where
I'm
they
sorry
say.
that you have a dick in your ass
They,
and you're
well,
chewing-
we missed
Wow.
a big problem,
Wow.
which is they literally say, "Hey, let's be careful and not touch it," and he's like, "I know," and then she touches it. I'm like, "What? Why?" But that was so dumb.
Well, it was shiny.
It was shiny.
I mean, you've played D&D before.
I know,
You were that guy. You
are that guy.
No, that was not
Yeah,
me. That was
you are
Josh.
that
Josh
guy.
literally stuck his hand into the mirror and then he said, "Wait."
I roll for sneak.
You have chainmail
Whisper
on.
whispers to DM. I touched the mirror.
Fucking dumb. Oh my god. But yeah,
being that you rolled a 3, everybody notices.
everyone saw you touch the mirror, and the mirror cracks and it breaks. But
I take a piece with me.
But yeah, Dan and Paul were right. They basically hold up in there, getting everyone, and literally within seconds, he's like, "Yo, I got a plan. Let's do it." And they fight off the goblins. They get the mirror out. They break the ceiling. It crumbles down, and they hide underneath the mirror so that all the crumbling parts go through the mirror, and they're perfectly.
And somehow these 4 adventurers are able to hold this mirror because we definitely know the priestess didn't do shit.
Yeah. You can.
Wow, it's
Even
all
though
illusory.
even though she helped break the mirror off of its brackets.
Yeah.
But like there's no way these 4 adventurers, being 2 of them are mages, have enough strength to hold this giant ass mirror with a crumbling roof on.
They could do it. Well, but it would always be going through the mirror, so they're perfectly fine. Like it doesn't add any more weight.
Only if it hits the actual mirror. If like
Yeah,
it's
you're
hitting
right.
the side,
You're right.
it's definitely going to add weight.
You're right.
And there's still a lot of rubble.
You're right.
I know.
But it was a good idea. And then he gloats.
Yeah,
And then he gloats.
if you have enough strength.
Which is
I roll for strength.
Which is nice to see that he gives into a little bit. We're seeing more and more of his human side, and then he gloats. He's like, "Hey, guess what? No poison, no fire. I did it, boys."
No
No
explosions.
Yeah. Well, yeah, no explosion that
He
time.
did say that.
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah.
say-
And then he got fucking
And it
kicked in the
didn't cause
butt.
any.
I also liked how they didn't tell us again. Like the episode before, they make it very clear to you that yeah, we're away from the city. Like he asks the dwarf like, how far off do you think we're underneath the city, and they say no, and then they don't even tell you again until after it happens. Like, oh yeah, that's right. We already know this because we asked. I like the continuity there. Paul, can you please explain to me the scene with the sword maiden though? Like I actually did not understand anything about that scene.
Basically, so she's like this holy knight person that helped defeat a demon lord,
Mm-hmm.
but before that she was traumatized by being raped by goblins. So, and she knew about the goblin issue and all that, so she lured them to the sewers, even though there was a like that water spirit there.
The alligator thing?
She, yeah, the alligator thing. She used that, like, she still lured the goblins to the sewers, so she can then get Goblin Slayer to come, deal with it, find out about the mirror, and all, like, find out about everything and all that, so he can deal with it because she's too afraid to do it herself.
Wait, so when he asked, you know about everything, she knew about the mirror?
Yes.
Well, yeah, and she was like, and the beholder. She knew about the mirror and the beholder, and she was like, "Well, you can have the mirror," and they were like, "I don't want." Does the
We put it in the ocean.
Does the mirror? Can the mirror be
We
used to
covered
kill
it in
goblins?
Yeah.
We covered it in concrete and dumped it in the ocean. But that thing is priceless.
Goblins could be using it again.
Goblins could be using it.
Goblins, if goblins learn to use the other side of this mirror,
We all know
because
it's
there
a
was
portal
no
to
sign
mirror.
of the goblins actually knowing how to use it.
Yeah. But I'm just so she knew everything. Was the alligator hers? Was it?
It's the alligator. I don't know if it's hers, but it's somebody who's like from the city who's using it to protect the sewers.
Okay.
I thought it was implied that it was her familiar.
I couldn't remember. Like that's where I was like, I was barely following that. I'm like, I don't. At first, I'm like, are you trying to say that she put the goblins there? Like she knows everything. Like it was her that put the mirror there. I just didn't know what was happening.
Mm-hmm. No, it's basically she was too afraid. Because she's traumatized by goblins. She didn't want, like, she knew if she asked for help with that, she would get ridiculed and like
Okay.
ousted.
Gotcha.
It was also more of a political thing because she knew she would get ousted of her like position and all that.
Okay.
And so she did everything so Goblin Slayer would come and deal with it.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes more sense. Okay. And that pretty much ends that episode with like they get out, they're perfectly fine, everyone's happy.
He falls asleep in the cart. A priestess puts a feather in his helmet, and he's like, "Wait, what's happening?" And she's like, "Oh, you can tell me that you're awake." And he's like, "Oh, I just woke up. I thought a goblin was touching me." You know?
I mean, that's why he wears his armor all the time.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, a goblin could show up at any time, which is something we learn about in the next.
Shut up.
Yeah.
I thought this. Why are you telling me to shut up? I thought we were supposed to be talking. It's a podcast.
We're not on that episode
Yeah.
yet.
Well,
we are
we're
on that episode.
We're on that
now.
episode now. Goblins show
But
up.
that's the end of the episode.
Oh, whoops. You're right.
I was covering the main plot point.
I thought the main plot
Get
point
shit on.
was that he wanted to be a hero, and then he's like, well, if I can't be a hero, I can be an adventurer. And then it's like, yo, let's do this.
Well, if I
But-
can't be an adventurer,
I can
be
teach
something
people.
else.
Ah.
Yeah, if I can't be an adventurer, I could at least kill goblins.
I think the point is he wants to be an adventurer, but he can't be an adventurer while he's still hung up about like his sister being killed.
I think that he needs to just stop killing goblins.
I think he needs to have some of that stew again.
He definitely needs more stew.
Yeah. Go have some of that fresh stew that he hasn't had in years.
The chicken stew.
Chicken, butter, broth, and eggs. I don't know.
Well, anyways, this episode starts with him checking all of his, being back at the farm, doing all of his usual checking up on
But
if there's goblins
without
here.
his armor.
Yeah, without his armor because it needs repaired.
Yeah.
But we never see his eyes because that would give too much about the character.
Because then I can't put myself in his shoes. Because then I'd see his face.
Yeah, exactly. And he goes into the city with his
Childhood friend. Cowgirl.
childhood friend. Yeah,
After being a
the
little bit of fan
farmer-
service.
the farmers. Yeah, true. um, and they meet up at the guild after after they do their chores in the city. He picks up his armor and all of his
Compadres.
party, all of his party, and the guild master girl go out to eat, have some dinner or lunch. I don't know. I think it was probably more of a lunch.
Yeah.
Um.
Cowgirl was
and-
there too.
Oh yeah. I said they meet up at the guild.
Yeah, she shows up, seems like really distraught that there's 3 other girls around him. It's like,
Yeah,
ooh, yikes.
Just as distraught as the guild master is about there being 3 other girls around him.
Yep.
Yep.
And just as distraught as the priestess about there being 2 other girls that
Well,
she doesn't really know.
the priestess,
one around him.
priestess doesn't care. Priestess is fine.
Oh, the priestess cares.
No.
Because
The
the
only one that
priestess has a
doesn't.
flashback about how he got healed.
Well, that's just because he
And
mentions that he got
she
healed.
was like, "Oh yeah,
That's right.
we're more than this
Oh,
now."
by the way, we actually learned a little bit more about how that fucking resurrection thing works. So apparently, it requires a lot of materials, like diamonds and shit, and only the sword maiden can do it. And all it require, and like, it's not. Oh, also, you can't actually be dead.
When did we learn this?
Someone told me from the
Yeah.
manga.
Yeah.
Apparently,
yeah.
it's part of the manga. Like they go into detail.
Oh,
how
that
it works.
was big spoilers for the other people who haven't read the manga.
How's that big spoilers?
Uh,
All we know now is more about how the resurrection spell works.
Spoilers.
Okay, well I'm just saying. So
Well,
I
I
also
thought the sword
I
maiden
also
could do
I
it.
also read the
Virgin.
comic.
yeah, see.
I wasn't gonna tell our audience that hadn't read the manga.
It's just telling, but it's just more in depth about the resurrection spell. It doesn't really.
Sure.
It tells more about the lore of the story than anything. What were you gonna say, Dan?
I thought the sword maiden couldn't actually do the ritual herself
No,
because she's not a
she
virgin.
does the spell. She can't lay with her. She can't. So the virgin lays
Even
with
though
them, but someone else actually casts the spell.
Oh,
So
she
it-
was
oh,
there.
so
though.
it
So-
needs both.
Yeah, think of the
components.
the virgin is a component, and then like the spell
Ah.
caster themselves actually does it. Yeah. But yeah, she doesn't care. She's just embarrassed.
She cares.
She does not know. She
cares.
is not a
Yes,
love
she
interest.
does.
She's not a
Yes,
love interest.
she is.
No.
She is.
She cares.
Some may say she's best girl.
Well, anyone who'd say that is wrong. And if they did say
Yeah,
that, I'd say,
that's true.
oh, so you like a fucking pissing your pants, fucking.
You'd piss your pants if you were about to be raped by goblins too, man. Don't tell me
and
you
Matt-
wouldn't.
and
You
Matt,
just told
there's
me
some
you were
people that
uncomfortable
piss.
about human rape.
Oh man.
Yeah.
If it was goblin rape, it'd be worse.
And if it were happening to you, you'd probably start crying
I didn't say anything about crying. I didn't say anything about that. I said
and pissing your pants. You probably even shit yourself.
Nah, I don't know.
He's probably doing it right.
Well, if I
now.
did, you're right. I would shit myself, but only
You're right. I am doing
No.
it right.
I would only shit myself to make it less appealing for them to do it to me because it'd be full of shit.
Oh yeah, strategy.
Yeah, because you'll be thinking
Goblins care.
rationally during that time.
Yeah, that's still not rational.
Yes, it is. Are you kidding me?
It's not rational to
wants to-
just sit there and get raped.
Okay, we're done making
Unless
race.
you're-
We're done. We're done.
Like
joking about
every
rape.
character in the show.
Okay, we're done joking about rape. Let's move on.
That's probably true. We should probably stop that.
This has been a very
Um,
heavy
Well, because we had 2 episodes about
we-
it.
we need a disclaimer.
Yeah.
Matt is our
Oh,
disclaimer.
What else is there? What else
Um,
happened in this episode?
The
Oh,
maiden writes back saying, "Yo, my bad dreams are gone."
Yeah, but as we're listening to her bad dreams being gone, he's doing his route again at the end of the episode. And at the end of his route, he finds out, holy shit, there's a fuck ton of goblins out
Well,
here.
there's a lot of small feet trails. We don't know what they are yet.
They're goblins.
Lot.
It's highly.
The name of the
likely.
show is Goblin Slayer.
I mean, it's probably.
This is
goblins.
something that was predictable from the first time we saw his route.
Yeah, I know.
Not only in this episode, but in the first episode we saw it.
But why the fuck? Why are they there? Why are they just like right outside of the top? Like they go up to
I mean,
the fucking.
what else is it going to be?
Well,
is it going to be
they're
rabbits?
nocturnal, so they ain't gonna attack during the day.
Yeah, but why are they there?
And they were scouting.
They were scouting. They're dumb.
Yeah, goblins scout.
Goblins are dumb.
They
Or
work.
it could-
They work underneath bigger goblins.
It's like-
so you already know.
Yeah, but it's like they went out and just fucking. Yo, we're gonna go right up to the fucking whatever the grass, and then we're gonna turn around. And
Well, it could.
Let's
well,
do
you
that
can't
50
really
times.
see the footprints.
Well,
in
they
the
can't really.
grass.
Yeah, they probably did go into the grass, but
you're right.
yeah,
Probably. Did. Okay.
It's
high.
also,
It's high grass.
It's also probable that they got that far and then they had to turn back because of the sun coming up.
Baby. Maybe a lot. There's a lot of goblins then. I don't know why there's so many of them scouting.
Or just one. Running
One
around,
just
making
ran
it
around.
look like a lot.
You're right.
Could have
Well-
just been two goblins in a trench coat.
But
Well,
yeah, Paul. Shut up. I hate that. Shit.
well, I mean, scouting parties would be like 2 or 3, and since they're goblins, they're dumb. They probably had 4 or 5.
Damn. Okay, fine. They're goblins. It's goblin feet, sure. What's most?
they're
what the fuck? Who texted me? Why are people texting me?
I don't know.
Okay. On to
Well, no. Wait.
slime.
Well, no. Before that,
Okay.
I just want to finish up with the episode was really uplifting. At first, it's so nice. It's like, hey guys, we're all just getting back together, getting back in town, getting all our stuff, thinking of the future of like, hey, we need to they mentioned like adventures when they retire, like putting a training hall in and teaching
Oh yeah.
younger kids like how to go out there so that they don't get themselves killed. And
Not a big plot point.
well, no, but it's a very like the whole episode up until the very end is very uplifting. It's like thinking of the future, like thinking of like everyone's
it's very
happy.
world building.
Yeah, and then but it ends on such a fucking sad, sour note. Thinking like, what the fuck is this guy gonna do when he grows up, or when he gets older, or when he's like really injured and he can't kill goblins anymore?
Yeah. Well, there's only like 3 episodes left, right?
Okay,
2 or
sure,
3.
you're thinking about it from a fucking anime that's only 3 more episodes. I'm thinking about it like that's just so I don't know. I was after that episode when it got to that end and she's talking the farm girl when she's talking about like not worrying, not thinking too much of the future. Like don't think too far ahead because you don't have the answers now, obviously, and it's just going to be depressing. And it is depressing.
Oh, I hate how this bitch assumes that one day they're gonna be married.
She doesn't say that. She never once said that.
Yeah, but like
It's
the
implied.
thing, it's implied with the way she talks to him.
That's what she wants. Yeah. And it's probably going to happen. Come on.
It ain't
Everyone's
gonna
going
happen
to
because she's
die.
not best girl.
By common law.
Elf
They're-
girl.
They've
is
been
best
living
girl,
together for 10
obviously.
years. They're obviously, by common law, they are married.
That's not how that works in anywhere else other than the United States.
But I don't know. I liked the contrast there at the end, where it's like, holy shit, that's really sad.
Is that what you and
Well, no.
Never mind.
What were you gonna say?
it's inappropriate for our podcast?
Okay, I guess we were joking about rape a whole bunch, but that's too much.
It's
Yeah,
personal.
Gotta have a line
It's
somewhere.
it's personal towards your life.
Well, no, but that's personal for everyone's life. Thinking of the future like that is very sad and it's very melodramatic in a sense. Like,
I meant what I was going to say.
oh, okay.
I don't know. My future's gone. I don't have a future.
You have a future. We
Sure
all
you do.
have.
Everybody has a future until they're dead.
Yeah. So, okay, I have 6 months of a future left.
Yeah, you're right.
That's crazy.
Yeah, because the
Some
average age
great
right now is
stuff.
25. Then we're dead.
Mhm.
Then we're out of here, boys.
Well, shit, I'm a year over the average age.
Good job, Dan. You made
Rest
it.
in peace,
You're,
Dan.
you're the outlier. You're the exceptional ones out of all of us. Okay, let's get on to slime.
I fucking called it again.
I called it. What do you mean?
No, I said that they're gonna give them names and they're gonna get human skin, and Matt's like, no.
What? I did not once say that.
I was the
didn't-
one that called that.
I didn't understand how that would have worked, and they didn't. I don't know what Kajin were, and I didn't know anything about leveling up.
Majin.
No, Majin are mages. Kajin is what they became. They turn in from what? What were they? Ogres. Now they're Kajin.
Yes.
I disconnected for a second.
You sure did.
I think.
Sure. Did.
Kajin are Japanese mythical beasts of
law.
Oni variety.
Of what variety?
And Oni.
Oni, yeah, ogres. Or yeah,
Yeah.
ogres. Yeah.
Ogres.
Yeah, and they get human skin for that for some reason. Who knows why?
Mm-hmm. Hey, at least they aren't Tengus.
I don't like that the lizard man. Oh wait, that's
That's
yeah,
this
he was
episode.
in there.
That's this
I don't
episode.
like that the named lizard guy doesn't have or doesn't look different than the other lizard.
Yeah.
He looks slightly different. He has
He
better
does
hair.
look a bit different.
He has nicer
He
clothes.
barely looks different. Like the difference the goblins went through and the ogres went through is pretty big
Yeah.
in comparison to the
And
original
dire
forms.
wolves.
Well, isn't it?
Well, yeah.
So, but here's the thing that we're missing. By giving a name, you get a part of the magicils of the person naming you. So maybe the person that named him, Gelmund, isn't really that strong.
Yes, that's
Maybe.
right. He has an orc lord.
Well, Gelmund's not the orc lord.
No, he's the one that created or like gave the name to the orc kind.
Supposedly. So when they're asking about when the ogres' village went destroyed, we see an image of the orc lord and the Majin behind him, which is a different Majin than the one that we've seen in the desert, and it's different Gelmund. That's not Gelmund. Gelmund we have seen in the desert giving names to orcs. We don't know if that was the orc lord. Wait, do we know? Actually, do we know if that was the orc lord in the desert?
Yes.
Did he say? I forget what name he gave him.
I forget the specific name, but he did say, "I'm giving you a name. I'm giving you, and you're going,
And you're going to be what?
and you're going to do this for me."
Yeah. So I didn't know if he was naming all the orcs in like the.
No, he only named the one orc.
Okay. Okay then.
Because there's only one orc.
Sure.
There.
Then Gelmund made the orc lord, and he's probably weak sauce.
Well, everybody's weak sauce to the great Rimuru.
Yeah.
Yep. I can't wait for him to spit out Veldora, and I'm just wrecking everything together.
Well, okay,
He ain't gonna get rid of his direwolf for Veldora.
but okay. Do we have
Veldora's his own man.
so the Majin guys?
Yeah.
They're not. Okay.
They're officers of the Demon Lord.
Okay. There are multiple demon lords though, right?
Yes.
Okay.
It's implied, yeah.
Gelmund been going around. He gave a name to the original Goblin Boy before Rimuru
Yes.
came. He gave a name to the Lizard Boy, and he gave a name to the Orc Boy, who's now the Orc Lord, who's leading the army, and he's also tried to give a name to one of the ogres. Why?
Yes.
Probably to get that group of like. So if you give a name to a monster, okay, and that monster becomes the leader of another group of monsters, that adds
Yes.
an entire army of that type of monster to your army. So like if
Sure.
he names what's his name? The goblin dude,
Yes.
the elder's grandson.
Yep.
Right? He then becomes a hobgoblin. That hobgoblin now leads all the goblins, right? Like they are doing now.
Yeah.
Like Rimuru names the hobgoblin. Now that hobgoblin is a hobgoblin king. Is that his title?
He's
Right
either
now?
Lord or something. He's either Lord or
Yeah,
King.
he has more than his original band of goblins underneath him now,
Mhm.
which adds to Rimuru's army. It would have originally, but if somebody else gave a name, it would have added to that the influence from the other person.
Sure. The part that's confusing though is that he gave a name. We don't know when, but he gave a name to the Lizard Men, and then the orcs are going to go kill the Lizard Men.
I mean, yeah. The lizard people didn't join the army. I don't know.
Okay.
Because the leader of the lizard people isn't the one he named.
It's true because he's old and frail. The chieftain probably chose to put up his son who was younger and probably would have benefited more from the name
Well,
change.
We don't know the orcs are actually going to attack the lizard men.
Sure.
All we know is the
I mean,
passive
we're
brutal
assuming though
barrage.
because of the way the lizard men are acting, and like they seem pretty territorial, being that they're lizard people.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
I mean, you can assume that lizards would be territorial.
Yeah, and if Gelmud was trying to get an army of these people together by naming individuals, I feel like he would have been like, "Yo, I'm gonna name you, and you're gonna join my army along with all these orcs, so that we don't fight." But obviously, he's just kind of going around just giving names randomly, and then moves on.
Well,
Until
he's an
it's
officer
plot-
of the Demon Lord, right?
plot
Maybe he's
twist.
just trying to create chaos.
Maybe. What's the plot twist, Donnie?
It's not the same person.
You think there's two different Gelmuds?
No, I think that
All the
Uh,
Demon Lord Majins go under Galmon, maybe?
I don't know.
Maybe. That'd be weird in my opinion. But there's definitely there's definitely a different Majin that's along with the orc
Yes.
boy.
Oh, there's definitely more than that guy.
Yes. But we
Oh, we just haven't seen them.
yes.
Do we think that this is the same demon lord that
Okay, since there's only 24 episodes,
Shizu?
yes.
Now you're thinking of it as an anime.
Yes.
It's a book series for.
if this isn't if they don't work under the same demon lord, then I'm gonna be like, okay, sure. But I'm going to assume that they work under the demon lord that fucking had Shizu.
Oh god.
Oh god. Oh no. Oh no.
I don't know. I really like slime.
Same.
Why do you guys like slime so much? Because I enjoy slime, but I'm not as drawn to it anymore as I was in the very beginning.
You mean you're not drawn to it any more than you've been the whole time?
Yeah, it's like
Like it hasn't grown on you anymore.
it has not
its
grown any
initial-
extra. Both Bunny Girl, except once we talked about these two last episodes, other than these last two episodes, and Goblin Slayer have grown immensely for me. Like they've always been better and better in my opinion.
I get your argument there. But I don't think Goblin Slayer has. Like, I also don't think that slime has become any more like I don't like it any more than I had from
But it
my
hasn't
initial
gotten
response. But I don't think Goblin Slayer's moved to that point yet
Mm-hmm.
above it, and Bunny Girl was already above it. So
Okay. What about you,
And
Paul?
like for slime, it's just fun to watch. It's so self-aware of itself. It's an isekai power trip series. It knows what it's doing. And it just has its fun with it.
No, I don't disagree. Every episode has been pretty much there have been really good episodes and then there's been like this is on par with everything else I've seen. But I don't know. I just not getting at least these last two episodes I haven't really got anything. I like the lizard boy actually a lot. I like what they were like he's a fun character. And I like what they did in the next episode when he fucking faces Gabuto.
God,
oh yeah, Gabata's fucking
Fucking Naruto.
I
over
did
here.
not
What a
I
guy.
didn't expect it.
Gabata's
I didn't expect it
clearly
at all.
the second strongest in the camp.
Yeah. Well, not even that. So, what were you saying? Like what Paul just said. Like it knows what it is, and he fucking even calls out. So they're going around their village, and they're like, "Yo, let's go eat." And then they fucking call the fucking trope. It's like, why are these guys leaving as soon as this girl's gonna make me food? Oh fuck, is this gonna be like she thinks she's capable, and she's actually shit at cooking? And yeah, she's shit at cooking.
Oh, she's not shit at cooking. She's poisonous.
Literally poisonous to the point where it's actually good on her because now Gabata's poison resistant.
No. Good thing he was poison resistant.
No,
No,
he
no,
gained
now
good.
he's-
gained.
Oh,
Gained
oh.
the
Yeah,
skills.
Yeah.
is that what it said?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
I missed that, I guess. I was kind of in a rush to watch the episode because I forgot about it.
Yeah, but pretty much the lizard boy comes along because he's like from the lizard village that's going to possibly be taking out from the orcs because they need backup.
He's been stopping by all of the other
yeah.
areas in the
And I
forest.
actually feel bad for him because he seemed like maybe a more humble-ish guy, but then his whole party's like fucking talking
Oh
this guy
yeah,
up.
he's rooting him. They're rooting him. They're like, "You can do it. You're better than everything."
like,
and he's like,
Maybe I
You know
am
what?
that great.
"I am. I am great."
That's probably the best. Those are probably the best parts from these last two episodes that I really like.
Yeah. Yeah.
God damn. What?
I don't.
don't
The comedy in the show is really good.
Yeah. No, I agree.
I am great.
No, I do really like how he is like actually he's trying to be like super modest and all that, but it's just like nope.
No, we're gonna tell
No,
you you're great
just-
because we're all shit. But you, look at you with a name. Go.
Yeah.
Looks no different than everybody else.
I literally had
mean,
no idea.
They-
What you
They
did.
should have
Gobchop-
like given him, like, if Rimuru named him, he'd probably turn into a dragon.
I mean, Gobta looks pretty much the same as he did as a.
It's true,
And-
but and then so that shows more the idea that he's not as that he is a little bit more
You
conceited.
think he'd turn into a dragon?
No, I don't think he turned into a dragon.
No.
He'd be a kobold.
He might be able to do like a small fire breath and be like, ha. He'd become Cobalt would be
actually think-
lower than Cobalts are lower than Lizardmen.
They?
I think so. What were you gonna say, Paul?
I was gonna say, I highly doubt
I
that they're actually
legit
descendants
can't
of
hear you.
dragons. Is what I was gonna say.
Oh. Dan, you have any opinion
Just-
on these episodes?
Just because they're lizards doesn't mean they're dragons.
I was
Well,
going
they're
to say,
probably
I find it
dragons.
interesting that none of them get given surnames.
What do you mean surnames?
Like, Slime
Last
Dude.
names.
Yeah, last name. Slime Dude got a first and last name. He gave his last name to the Tempest Wolves.
Wait, what are you talking about? Hold on, what?
Okay, so for example, most monsters he only gives first names to monsters.
Yes.
And the only time like there is a last name is like when he or like Veldora gave Rimuru his name, but he also wanted Rimuru to give him like a family name.
Yes.
That's the only time we see a family name appear.
And then that forms the bond between those two. And now anyone, if he wants them to join directly the family, like he did for the wolf, that's now his
Yeah.
family.
Yeah.
Everyone else is not
Which
part of the
would
family.
gain, which would also gain power from being a part of the family.
A very powerful
Yes.
family. Yeah.
Cause like the direwolf gained like a lot of shit from being.
Yeah. Well,
Name
they're not even
family.
technically part of the family. He's just like
Well, Ragna
Ragna
is.
Ragna is because Ragna's like it's not it's a Ragna is in some language lightning or like storm. I forget which one. It might be Latin.
Oh, okay.
Well, he only named one dire wolf.
Yes, but
They all evolved.
the dire wolf kind of worked like a hive mind. Apparently.
Yeah, something like that. What else did we not talk about? But Gabuto fucking fights Lizard Boy to be like, yo, we're gonna beat you, and Gabuto fucking beats
Shadow
him.
move.
Yeah, he shadow moves. God.
Yeah, and the reason he fights is so he doesn't have to eat the poisoned food again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From I don't know her name, but it's one of the ogre girls that evolved the
Mhm.
purple girl.
Yeah. Well, no,
The
we're forgetting one thing here.
large-breasted one.
Yeah, that one.
We're forgetting something.
What are we forgetting?
He had a Super Saiyan power-up moment.
Okay, shut up. He's like, "Ah," yeah, but
No, but he had the effect and everything.
okay, it had
come
the
on.
effect, but didn't have the time span. So
What was I going to say? There's also we also missed like how Shauna and the secretary person, I forget her name, were arguing over who gets to basically take care and pamper Rimuru.
yeah, which is I still understand. Like everyone fucking flocks to the slime now. Everyone loves him. For no reason.
You know why?
Why?
No, because he's like this almighty being. He's basically like a god to them, and he's treating them like normal things and giving them names.
Yeah.
They're probably more attracted to his just presence.
I guess. Whatever. Also, what's weird when we didn't talk about when the episode before when he names them, he like literally naming one of them loses all his Magicils, but for some reason he named all of them that he just doesn't remember.
So I think they just did that so they don't keep on doing the same thing over.
Okay.
Your name is this. Your name is this. This, and then pass out, and then be like, "Oh wait, what happened?" Instead, they're like, passes out,
Yeah, I
doesn't
don't.
remember.
Yeah, sure, I
anything,
guess. I don't know. I feel like they could have done the same thing, just named in the other order,
That-
named everyone, and then finished with the prince being named, and then he goes out. But it's fine. What were you gonna say, Donnie?
I said they did say that it wasn't a whole like a bunch of time had passed since like he named one, he like fainted, then he regained Magisil, he named another.
But he doesn't remember that, which is very strange. I don't like that.
Well, he's the one who describes that, doesn't he?
No,
I don't remember that.
I don't remember him ever saying that he like he wakes up and he doesn't remember the names that he gave anyone.
Mhm.
I thought
I-
I thought
He
it was like,
starts.
told-
They start to
Right.
like say this is the name you gave me. And he's like, oh yeah, I named you, and then they say their own name.
Okay, maybe you're right.
Yeah, but they never said that he named one, passed out, woke up.
Sure, I guess we can assume that though.
I think it's
Because
like,
like the
false
first one we see, he passes out.
Okay, but
He
yeah,
so,
no, I agree
like,
with that.
the higher level the monster, the more Magisil it requires
Yes.
to name them.
And it totally drained pretty much all of his Magicils, which I guess is. Do you think that's the strongest thing you can do is naming someone?
The strongest thing you can
Like
do.
that's the
as
thing that
in-
will drain the most Magicils the fastest is naming someone.
I don't know. No summoning would be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then that scares me then because fucking Demon Lord did that no problem.
No, Demon Lord required a bunch of mages to do that.
We didn't see those
Isn't
mages.
that isn't
That's what they
isn't
said.
that what that?
They've said that that's how you normally summon someone, but he was able to do it, and I only saw him. I didn't see any other mages.
Yep. And he also had Ifrit under his control.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, we absorbed it for Ifrit's under our control now.
Yeah, and then Ifrit got shit on by Veldora, who's
Most
apparently
likely.
out of his cage.
You're just chilling.
Yeah.
No, maybe he's in his cage, but so was it for it.
And then so to finish up the last episode, there's having a tree spirit comes, and she's like, yo, I need you to kill the Orc Lord. Do we think that there's actually any threat here? Is there a threat in any way?
No.
Okay.
Well,
Yes, but not
a
Arena.
threat to damage. I don't think any of the main characters will die in this anime. It's not that kind of anime.
Yeah, I definitely haven't seen that.
I'm pretty sure Slime Dude
I
could
think-
one-shot the whole army.
I think a lot of shit will be destroyed.
They just
But
got the village looking really
That,
good,
that's a thing. That's like going to be a common trope.
but they just
Right, they finally got
anime.
the village looking great.
yeah, the village looks really
Yeah.
good now. Don't destroy it. That'd be sad. Okay. But yeah, I honestly think there's no threat here. I'm not worried. Like, no names might die. Maybe no names will die, but they're like you said, this is not a show where someone big's gonna die.
Nah, he has all those potions in his stomach.
Well, actually, I don't know if we want to say that because we not only that he has a bunch of potions on him, but fucking Shizu died, and I didn't see that happen.
Yeah. I guess the only person we're missing
True
now
that.
is that like crazy pink-haired
The
lady.
pink-haired
we
lady,
see
yeah.
in
That's the only one we haven't seen
The,
yet.
the other pink-haired lady.
Wait, the Pinky Larry and the one fairy, and there's a fairy that we haven't seen yet.
Yeah, and a fairy.
We just met the fairy.
No, there's a different fairy.
No,
Yeah,
it's a
I
different
know.
one.
I'm joking.
Unless he names this one and it becomes that.
Oh,
It's a druid.
you're right.
He's
Oh.
talking to a druid.
He's also, and they already
A
have a name.
dryad.
And they
I
already
don't-
have a name.
I don't know if druids are monsters.
Dryad.
It's a dryad.
I mean, she could have like a
Same
form
thing.
that she could transform into. That's
You're
a
right.
fairy.
That could be. You're right.
Close enough.
All right.
Druid, dryad, same thing. Druids
N-
worship dryad.
Well, yes, so they're not the same
Not all
thing.
the same thing.
Same thing.
Nowhere near.
Same thing.
No. Let's close it up with Bunny Girl, which is actually really upsetting to me because I
Actually, the best anime.
I really didn't like these last two episodes.
What? I told you it was gonna happen. I
I
called
was
this
so mad.
You
I
did
called
call
this
it.
shit.
I was so
I was like-
mad.
They're going to do 2 episodes of this, and then they're going to do the remaining episodes for Kaede.
Yeah. Yep, I did not.
And
see
the
that
next
coming.
episode is going to be on Kaede.
Yeah, I did not
Yep.
see that coming at all.
But also, something I didn't really have in my mind was they also have to resolve his disorder.
Yeah, they're talking
Oh,
about. They
yeah.
keep
Because he
bringing up
is
the
also
scars.
suffering from puberty syndrome.
Yeah, they still bring up the
Yeah.
scars and everything.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
like-
they also have to resolve him, which I doubt they'll do in this next 3 episodes. So
Yeah, 'cause it is a light novel.
unless his are linked to Kaede's.
You're right. Actually, it probably does have to deal with Kaede. I wouldn't be surprised because it came after Kaede.
And Kaede is the same like type of like they're both getting injured from theirs.
But
Or well, he got injured and she was getting
well, wait.
like
Let me ask you
that's
two guys. Did
disappearing.
you guys like these last 2 episodes?
Parts of them they were okay. I think they had less focus on his character.
and
Like,
more on.
yeah, he was pretty much like
He was
blah.
a messenger boy.
Like he was like no, he was like his character didn't grow at all from these
Yeah.
episodes.
Not only his
That's what I
character,
don't
not
think.
only
Like,
his character.
he just didn't care.
No, not only his character, but the relationship between him and Mai did not change at all in my opinion. There was no really good interaction with them, with those two in the last 2
no,
episodes.
but Mai's character did. Grow.
Yes, Mai did, but I don't know. I just didn't like that would really upset
Well,
me.
yeah, well this is the problem is like this is another arc for Mai disguised in
Her
an arc
sister.
for her sister,
Hmm.
which should have given more like build into their relationship, but it didn't because she had him focus on helping his sister or
Her
her
sister,
sister
yeah.
more than helping her. She figured I can fix myself.
Yeah, but I don't know. I'm surprised. I didn't expect Donnie or you, Paul. I didn't expect you guys to like these 2 episodes either, since I was so against them.
Well, Matt, for the most part, like most of the anime we watch, we have differing opinions on.
Yeah, I guess so. You guys are strange.
It's been like that for years, Matt.
But like so. Okay, we should just do a quick rundown of the episodes. The first one, man, the boy gets cucked. He says in the very beginning, he's like, "Yo, finally, we're back in school. We can start hanging out again." And he looks around, he's like, "Wait, where the fuck is she? Why isn't she here?" And then finds out that Mai wasn't in school. They run into he fucking goes to her, like walking around, sees her in the street, and is like, "Yo, why? Where were you?" And then at first I'm thinking, "Oh fuck, did she lose her memory?" But no, not a memory problem. You find out that her and her sister switch bodies, which we probably should have mentioned. And then after that, after they say they switched bodies, and now I see that one, Donnie definitely gave the spoiler away, finding out that the fucking blonde haired girl that's part of the idol group that we've seen in the TV show before, that they're sisters.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, that's fine. As soon
Oh,
as
I completely forgot about that.
Yeah, Donnie said that. It's like, yep, they're sisters. But anyways, as soon as she shows up and they tell me that they switched
I
bodies,
read it. I'm sorry, I couldn't help
nah,
it.
it's fine. As soon as they say that, I'm like, well, I know exactly what's gonna happen. I know the problem. I know the solution. I know what's gonna happen, and I'm bored. Ugh. I don't know. Oh yeah. Also, what's up with literally every time there's a problem, the girl has to stay at his house. Like that's always the solution. That's how they solve their problems. You just stay at his house and then solve the problem solved.
Something. Keep an eye on them. Something.
Yeah, whatever. He brings home okay.
This time it was you need to stay at my house.
Yeah, so
Or you need to go help her at my house.
My sister
I will stay at your house.
Yeah, my sister who's in Mai's body stays at Mai's house, but Mai inside my sister's body stays at Sakuza's house. I don't know why. I don't know why. Why couldn't they just live together?
Because they had sexual tension or something. I don't
Yeah,
know.
that's exactly it. You got it, Paul. No, but like even no, you're not completely wrong. Not with the sexual tension, you're wrong. With the problems.
No, they had tension between.
Yes, and we all like. I'm not only the one calling it. Fucking Sakata calls it. It's like, don't you want to say something like, "Man, I really hate my sister," and it's like, well, yep, I guess I do. I guess I do want to say this.
Yeah. And then he's just like, make up already so you guys can fix it.
Yeah, make up already so that I can
Yeah,
go
like-
back to being lovey with my.
Like he was just his character was just so terrible. Like for these last 2 episodes,
Because it was
like
dumb.
he just didn't have any emotional attachment to what was going on. He just didn't care.
Well, I mean,
like,
he
In
cared.
all of the other circumstances, he's like going out of his way to like do all of these things to try to fix everything,
Mhm.
right? For every other character,
Mhm.
he looks at this as like you're like as this is a nuisance for me.
Yes, no,
Yeah.
and what you just said is actually the only good redeeming thing of this show, or these last 2 episodes, because the other people that he's had problem with were people that I could see him caring about. This is some, like even Mai says, some bratty teen girl who's upset that she has to work hard and her sister's just really good at things. And then he's sitting here like, what the fuck? Get over it.
Yeah.
And he's just like, he's been dealing with this shit for the last half a year. All this shit's going on. All he wants to do is hang out with Mai. He's been waiting so long. He got blue balled by her going through these problems.
Blue ball.
Yeah. Like, God.
And then
damn.
what was with my like never look in my closet?
Yeah, that was so dumb too. Like, oh wait, you want to wait for the solution? Don't look in the closet. Fucking
I don't know.
Don't look
I-
at my cupboard because the only thing that's in there is the one thing that solves this issue.
I don't know why she's like.
I was expecting something
Was
else.
she was she trying to be smug and be like, oh yeah, don't look at this, but this, but I actually want you to look.
That's actually what I couldn't tell. I was thinking that too.
So- like the thing I thought was in the closet was like, oh, maybe she's secretly a pervert.
Yes, or like a weave
Like,
or some shit. Or
for
like some-
him?
Yeah.
Be
Like
right
no, like specifically like sorry, I'm next to a mirror. Like specifically it like she would have like a mural for him in her cupboard. Like I thought that's where they were going with that. But like then they're like, oh no, we just have a bunch of, fan letters from her sister from like 5 years ago.
Yeah. I don't know.
Like that was dumb.
It was dumb. I was hoping it was gonna be more like what Dai was saying. Maybe not a tribute to him, but something like embarrassing. Something that's more just for their relationship.
Yeah, something that's out of character,
Yes.
which would have helped build the character, which is what I wanted, but it didn't. So
Yeah, I agree. Before we got to that, though, we forgot to mention that when they switch bodies, they start taking over the other person's. Well, not taking over. But they start doing the other person's life. Fucking Mai starts going to the idol stuff, and
gigs.
yo, that's a huge X that we're gonna talk about. And then Nokita or whatever her name is goes to the Mai shoot, which is a commercial. Which the first time she goes, she fucking hyperventilates and like goes like starts like, man, I can't do this. All the-
clinically insane.
yeah. And then, I mean, you find out that it's because, oh man, the pressure, like, everyone expects me to do super well. They're expecting a lot more from me that she's not used to because she's just part of a group of 5 other girls that she's, like, the lowest ring for. But, which is all fine. But, I mean, after that, it's so fucking obvious what's going to happen. It's like, oh, she's going to do poorly. We're going to see Mai do really well. And she's going to be like, oh my god, she's even a better me than I am. And then that's exactly what happens. Go on.
Yeah,
Who wants
and then
to-
she tries to run into the ocean.
Oh, well, we haven't. Yeah, first we have to talk about the yikes scene where we go to the idol fucking shit. Is that how idols normally are? Is that a thing? Is that how they talk? Is that
Yes, actually yes.
what the fuck?
In Japan
know.
and Korea. Oh, and less so Korea, but yes.
That is just really strange. I didn't like that. That was very like cringy.
Yeah, our idols don't talk like that. Our idols are just, political activists
Yep.
in America.
Sure. I mean, they don't make.
They are. All of the idols in America are political activists, and it's fucking retarded.
Sure. That's. But yeah. But
Keep your politics away from your influence.
I don't. I don't fully disagree with what you're saying. There are some things I would disagree with, but primarily, at least they're not talking about sweat and dripping, and not wearing underwear. I don't know.
Not wearing underwear. That's true. They shouldn't talk about that either.
Yeah, yeah.
Not to mention that these girls are
In front of a crowd of a bunch of men, don't talk about not wearing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. Again, I know, like we said before, different cultures, but I was just like, this is way stranger than I was expecting because they're like middle schoolers, right? Aren't they? I don't know how much younger she is than
Yeah.
Mai. Mai's a senior. She might be a freshman. She might be a freshman.
No, I think they're middle schoolers. However, remember, age of consent
Yeah, it's
in
like
Japan
13,
is
13.
13.
Which would be a freshman. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
ugh, okay. Whatever. That's you do you over there, guys.
But remember, in Japan, high school only has 3 years.
I forgot.
Middle
I
school,
forgot about that.
middle school stops at grade like 9th grade for them.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. That's still strange. But yeah, after that weird scene, the mom like comes over and is like she's so happy because at the end of the recital or the pop show, whatever.
Gig.
Yeah, after the gig, after we see like Mai doing very, very well, like and she even noticed like she's doing way better than I would have done. Her sister pretty much gets like, hey, the new single's gonna be by blah 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 Mai. Well, not Mai, but like
The new lead
Yeah,
for the next single.
yeah, she's gonna be the new lead, which is what she was talking about before. Like that's what she really wants to do. She's gonna work really hard to do it. And then she gets it. She's like, well, fuck me, Mai can do it. And then the mom comes over and she's like so happy and she's smiling, but it's not towards her, it's towards Mai. All that good shit. And then like Donnie said, she's like, you know what? Let's go to the ocean. Let's just walk right in. And like even when they said they're going to the ocean, like if she tries to drown herself, I'm just gonna be like, what the fuck? And she just starts walking into the ocean. She's like, let me just go in and drown. God damn, how to be melodramatic.
Yeah, that's something
She's a
I
child.
would do.
Yeah, damn. Let's just go to the
Definitely something Paul would do.
But
I could see it.
yeah, well, I mean, I guess she actually understands. You know what? If I had to go to a fucking commercial shoot where all I had to do was stand up, smile, and wave, and I had to do 14 shots of that, yeah.
11.
Oh yeah, sorry, 11.
I thought it was 12.
Yeah, whatever it was.
Well, whatever. It was still a lot.
And then
for
everyone started
standing
like,
up
good job,
smiling.
good job. I mean, I know we're making fun, but I'm sure there's a lot that goes into like doing shoots like that. But still, I don't know.
Oh god.
What is happening?
The fuck is that?
Donnie, what was that?
Facebook video.
Yikes.
Some dude in a giant raptor
Yeah.
or T-Rex costume dancing.
I was ready. I have listed here. I don't know why. I was ready for the slap. Why did I have that listed in this show? Wait, nailed it after 13 attempts. Look up and smile. I was ready for the slap. Oh, I thought when the mom comes over and so yeah, it doesn't matter. We don't talk about that. At the end though, they make up because it's like Mai saw her little sister as like more than a fan and someone that like she really understood that really liked her or some shit. I don't fully get it.
It was like her, like no, it was more of a. All these strangers would always compliment her, but she'd be like, "I don't give a fuck," and then her sister would compliment her. She's like, "I know this person, and they're complimenting." Okay, it seemed a little superficial to me.
Yeah. And then she's like, her sister's like, I'm upset because you're really good and I try. And then Mai slaps Sakura, and which sure, whatever.
Yeah, I'd slap Sakura too if it was my own body.
Yeah.
You don't want to hurt your own. You're like,
Yeah, she even
that's
says-
your body
yeah, she
still.
even says stuff like that.
But it's not her body because we find out
Yep.
that they didn't switch bodies.
Switched-
They just switched appearances.
Yep. Which was
And then the
very
sound effect for them switching back reminded me of like Grudge or
Yes,
Ring.
I was
like,
very
like
unnerved.
Yeah.
I listened to it. I'm like, that's like the sound effect for like the bitch from the ring crawling out of the TV.
Okay,
Like I'm
I also
like,
have a question.
oh god.
Speaking of like Ring and all that, was that Mai playing the creepy girl
Yes,
in that?
yes, it was.
Okay.
They're watching old my videos of when she was like still acting, and it's like pretty much one where a girl's getting a shower, and then Mai comes in as a dead girl's like, "How would you like to be dead?" Like what?
Well, yeah, she was an idol, a dead idol. It's a tribute to Zombieland Saga.
Yeah, you're right. You all got him. Oh my god, this thing's way this is way too smart.
This is so meta,
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah, that swap was really strange. I didn't like that. I really didn't like that part. Oh, Donnie disconnected. He's back. Okay, good job.
I was disconnecting.
Yeah. Blah, blah, blah. I still hate the crying. I'm so unhinged by the like overdone crying scenes now when people are upset. But whatever. Yeah, like it's so loud. It's like holy shit, dude. People don't cry like that. This is the very first time where after the ending song, there's actually a scene. I don't know. Did you guys watch it? Did you guys see that scene?
Yes.
Okay, good. Oh, we also forgot. Well, we forgot two big things. Well, semi big things for the next episode. Kaede comes out in her school uniform, like getting ready. He's like, you know what? All these women keep coming to this house. I need to fucking step up my game. I need to fucking get out there and be a person. So that
I need to step up my game so my stepbrother will love
stepbrother,
Or
they're
my real-
brothers.
No, they're
my brother will love me
Yeah.
as much as all of these other whores. Is what she really
Yeah,
wants to
that
say.
is what she wants to say. And then we meet.
He meets with his
yeah,
dad.
He meets with his dad, and he seems so. Before he meets with his dad, he talks to my sister about it, and he seems very indifferent. Doesn't hold any grudges. Doesn't really care. But mentions that the reason that his parents left is because Karade got her syndrome and like wouldn't go outside. Was really like, oh fuck all this. His mom couldn't handle it for some reason, so got hospitalized. And then his dad's like, yo, I need to take care of your mom. You guys live by yourself.
She probably just broke down mentally
Yeah.
to the point where she...
Yeah. And his dad didn't seem like a bad guy either. His dad seems like an okay dude. They only talked
Yeah,
for like
but
a minute.
he in Japanese culture he can't take care of a kid
What do you mean?
because he works. Japanese men work crazy amounts of hours
So
like throughout their day. So like to provide for their family.
yeah.
Like so like they
So are we to assume?
Pretty much.
Do we assume that he pays for their house? Pays for.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense. Wait. Well, he also. He
I
does have a
assume
job.
that in every anime where there's a kid living in a
Yeah.
house by themselves,
Unless they specifically have a job.
Well, this guy does have a job. He works at Benny's.
he does. He does work
yeah,
at
you're
Benny's.
right.
He does
You're right.
indeed work at Benny's, but he works at Benny's to provide for Mai. Come on,
You're right. Well,
somebody
whoa,
has
he
to
does-
buy her all those fucking buns.
She can fucking buy all that shit. She's fucking.
She can. She owns her own
Yeah,
apartment.
she does.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's ugh, whatever. That's another trope. that I
She
can
said,
get over.
"I bought
I bought
my
this.
apartment."
How much do you rent for
I'm
this?
like, what the
I
fuck?
buy this.
I guess people just live
Yeah.
in apartments, and those are full houses in Japan.
I actually want to take a look on the average number of people that live of high schoolers that live by themselves. I want to see how normal this is. I'm gonna guess it's not that normal.
Also, we are slowly reaching the 2-hour mark.
Oh yeah, we're at 140. We're at 140. Not that bad. Yeah,
It's
we're
gonna be a
pretty.
long podcast.
No, we're pretty much finished. I mean, that was pretty much we hit all the big stuff. It finishes with like the next episode is going to be about Kaede. We're going to go into that. Probably like Donnie said at the beginning. We're probably going to try and get through Sakuta as well within these next 3 episodes. Which this better be a full 3 episode arc because I'm done with this fucking 2 episode we're done and over shit. That's not good.
But like, they have to cover Sakuta, Kaede, and
No, we don't need to. Don't even bring her up. We don't need to talk about her.
but she's part of Sakuta.
Oh, you're right. I don't want to bring it. I don't want it only
Like,
because it's gonna be a problem because that was
they-
his first brush.
So, yeah,
So the-
we'll figure it out.
no, it's gonna be causing too many problems. We don't need it.
Just beat it.
She can be there for like a symbol for yo. If we make a second season, guess what? We have stuff to talk about. But I don't want to have to deal with that.
I don't think it's gonna happen. By the way they've paced this show.
Oh shit! We also forgot that another problem they ran into is that Mai's been seen with a new boy, and the headlines are picking it up.
Wasn't that the scene you were talking about?
At the end.
Well, we didn't mention that though. We never said that.
Didn't you say? Did you guys watch the end?
Yes, did you guys
sequence?
watch the end sequence?
Yes,
But we
but
never
we
said
didn't
it.
talk about
Yes.
it.
Yeah, there's a scandal.
Yeah, which is dumb. Like,
Mai has a boyfriend.
goddamn,
What a scandal!
literally, ever since the third episode where they started dating, or not dating, semi-dating, ever since then they haven't been able to date and hang out. It's annoying. It's getting annoying. Okay, good. I'm glad no one else said anything. Good.
What?
Nothing. Don't worry about it. Oh, Donnie, do you see it
Love
again?
you too, Matt.
Donnie, you okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well we're finishing it up anyways. So, I'm trying to think here. Overall, what are you guys starting with Dan? Since you only watched two anime, favorite
Great.
favorite episode this week?
I'd say Goblin Slayer.
Okay, good choice. Donnie.
Out of for both weeks, I think the last. So I think last week Goblin Slayer. This week Sword Art.
Oh fuck, dude, they got you. They got you with that gratuitous rape scene. Last week, if I had to pick, I would have picked. Ooh, fuck me, dude. I actually don't know.
I don't want to.
I probably would have picked Goblin Slayer twice. Goblin Slayer this week and Goblin Slayer this week, last week. Paul, what do you got?
Boarding school Juliet.
No, fuck you. You gotta pick stuff from what we talked about. What is it?
No, I'm not picking stuff from what we talked
Damn.
about. No, I'll probably go Goblin Slayer, and then No. Fuck.
Oh my god.
Nope, that's my response.
Okay.
Is I don't know.
Okay, well, he said Goblin Slayer. I don't know which week, but he said it, so we're going with that
The
one.
first week
Okay.
was Goblin Slayer.
Okay. So that wraps up this one. Hopefully, we'll be good for next week. We need to start talking about looking towards next season, looking at the series coming up and like predicting what's
We
going to
have
be.
3
really good.
episodes left, bro.
Yeah, I know. 3 episodes left, but we need.
Next season isn't looking very promising.
What are you talking about?
Excuse me. Date a live 3.
I don't know what that is, but
Get outta
Mob
here.
Psycho 100 season 2, and I think
Date
We'll
Data
always
Live.
have Sword Art.
and Sword Art. Sword Art's still continuing.
For the next 4
Yeah,
seasons.
for the next 4 seasons, we're getting a whole year of this, boys. Get psyched. But we'll have to make something for that. Maybe do something for looking back at the year. See if there's any like good gems that we've seen.
Yeah, I feel like we saved that for when the Anime Awards are,
Well, yeah, whenever
Coming
yeah,
around.
whenever Crunchyroll does their thing
which
again.
is January,
They're
February.
very shitty
January?
anime rule.
Yeah.
I forget that they do it so late. Okay.
The Oscars are like in February.
Yeah, but who gives a fuck about the Oscars?
Yeah, who gives a fuck about the Crunchyroll award?
I care. I vote every
Why?
year because I need to make it known. And I won us last year by voting for fucking Made in the Abyss, which was the best
You
anime
didn't
last
win.
year. Made in
You
the Abyss
didn't
wa-
win that.
What? Yes, I did.
Everybody
Every
voted
person
for
who watched Made in Abyss won because they understand that that was the best anime that year.
Yeah, and then Yuri on Ice won the previous year.
Wait, did
I
it?
still don't like the art style,
Yeah, I also don't really like the art style. Did Yuri on?
and I
For-
don't like the main
For
girl.
what? For Made in Abyss?
No, Yuri on Ice.
Oh, there's no main.
Wait, Paul.
girl
Wait,
in
Paul.
Yuri
Were you
on
talking about Yuri
Ice.
on Ice? Or are we talking about Made in the Abyss? Actually, I don't know. Which one.
Made in Abyss.
What do you mean? Hold on. Fuck you. First off, saying that there's no best.
We need to end.
Okay, we need to end.
We
We'll
need
talk
to
about this later. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and hopefully we'll see you all next week. Later.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.